member of a group on Facebook at our school that wanted served on a plate. I love taking it to places where I know we can serve steak chips on a chocolate board.
Sink. Well gone, people. Stay woke. Niggas creeping. I'm having some green tea at the moment. Out here in, I'm in Devon. Hey, Jenny. I'm in Devon. Sitting down. I'm going to be doing a school workshop tomorrow. So I've come out here the night before just to sink myself in, chill out in the hotel, get some food, you know what I mean? And vibes. How's everyone doing this evening? Really enjoying this green tea right now. It's one of my favorite teas to drink. It's a green damn tea. Something that was on my mind again today that actually made me want to do live was this whole darkness thing, man. I've been really something that I've been in this recent months. I've been studying a lot. Darkness, spirituality, you know, the inner world. Hey, Miss Laura. Hey, Edelique, Elder Queen. So yeah, I've been looking at darkness a lot more. You know, because, you know, for example, like the society we live in today, you know, everyone is picture perfect, everyone is lit, everyone is you know, positive, love and light, and that's what we show, you know, all the time on our feeds, on our Instagrams, on our social media. That's what we show, the light, and how, you know, yay, you know, all the good times we're having. But naturally, as human beings, there's polarities. We go through positive, we go through negative, we go through ups, we go through downs, we go through light, we go through dark. And so much of us, all we do is blaze out that light, you know. And because, for the most part, social media is where, I guess, a good 70% of our interactions happen, we could sit in our real lives thinking that everyone is, you know, everyone's out there going through light, positive, and no one's going through what you are actually going through, which could have like some real adverse negative effects, you know. A lot of the times, because of social media and like how people portray themselves and how people put themselves out there, because of that, a lot of people hold their own shit back, thinking that no one else is going through nothing. No one else is going through shit, no one else is going through troubled times, no one else is going through hardships. So they hold it back. They take it back and they hold it for themselves, and they suffer in silence, man, you know. And everything. This is why, as African people, we do things as a community, because when things are done as teams, as communities, as a body of people, it makes everything easier. Do you know what I'm saying? One strong man can lift up a car, but it's going to take a lot of his might to do that. But 20 people can lift up a car with perfect ease. Does that make sense? And so I feel like for me, as a, you know, for the mission that I have, which is to be true, which is to be free, which is to be 100% myself at all times, then for the mission that I have, it's very important that I encourage other people to be free by showing my vulnerability, the things that I go through negatively, things that I go through positively. Do you know what I'm saying? Because right now, a lot of us are lying to ourselves. A lot of us are lying to ourselves because everyone else is lying to us. Does that make sense? So it's like everyone's doing poker, no one's showing their cards. Everyone's like, yeah, I'm good. Good, cool. You know what I'm saying? No one's showing their cards. Everyone's acting like they're unfazed by everything, and when it's not true. You know what I'm saying? Would make such a beautiful world, a beautiful environment, a much more beautiful experience if we could just be honest and real and open with each other. And we can. It just takes a few people stepping out and showing that. And I'm going to be one of them. I am one of them. You know. So yeah, I've been really looking at. Yes, as African people, very important. Yes. Welcome, guys. Bless up. Desenelo, I see you. King Casper, Joe Butterfly, Farley, RTL Trets, The One, Zenia, World of Real. Yeah. So for me, embracing that one revelation I had recently, which will really change how we see our lives, is that negative is not bad. I'll say that again. Negative is not bad. And naturally, because of our social conditioning, anything bad we either run away from or we hide. If we believe something is bad, we either run away from it, disassociate ourselves with it, or we hide. Yeah? And so when we get into negative situations, in our minds, we're like, my life is fucked. You know, I'm not doing something right, or why can't I just come out of this, or why can't I be like this person who's always positive? That's a lie. Negative is not bad. Negative is the opposite of positive. What is positive? Positive is everything outer. Positive is the outer world. Does that make sense? Positive. You know what I mean? The plus. You know, if you take, for example, what's a good example? Let me think. You know, if you look at this, if this is the surface, if this is the center point, positive would be everything above it, and negative would be everything below it. Does that make sense? Let's call this the ground, the earth's surface, right? Positive is everything, the outer. Negative is everything beneath. That's why when you're below freezing is zero, below freezing is negative. Does that make sense? Or if you look at you know, you get -1 or -2 after zero. Does that make sense? Does that make -2 a bad thing? Does it make -3? It's not a bad thing, it's just negative and positive. So when you're in this space, this negative space, when you're here, right? It's not a bad place to be in. Do you know, yeah, that this space here creates everything out here? Understand that. This space here that we're all afraid to go in, we're all ashamed to go in, we're all hate talking about when we're going into that space because we believe that it's wrong. This space here is where everything happens, where all the magic in your life. This space is prayer. This space is meditation. This space is creativity. This space is cultivation. This space, you know, see, this is equivalent to the womb of your mother. This space here. So much beautiful things take place in the negative principle. So much beautiful things take place, and the more we continue to avoid that principle, is the more we are going to be out of balance with life. Does that make sense? We've got to be able to recognize our balance of life, you know. I personally recognize that this is my year to be more negative. That doesn't mean I'm not happy. I'm very happy all the time. You can take that one as fact. I'm happy all the time. But this is my year to be more negative. What does that mean? It's my year to go into myself and start to reflect and refine the things that I need to do to come out again to push forward myself in the world. You know what I'm saying? Go into myself. What do I need to work on as a man? What do I need to work on as a spirit? What do I need to work on as a being? Does that make sense? This is my year to do that. So it means I've spent a lot more time reading, a lot more time alone, a lot more time meditating, a lot more time reflecting and thinking, you know, quiet time, being peaceful. You know, I haven't been going out to parties or really been seen at events and stuff like that. Oh, sorry guys. Sorry. This is my insular year. And so, back to this, guys. You've got to be able to really understand that this is a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful place to be. We can't just act like we're here all the time. Positive. Yeah, look what I'm doing. Oh, I just made this, or I just got this much money, or I just went here, or look what I just created. Those are beautiful things, but it's not where we're at all the time. And just because that person over there is in that space, you may be in this space, and it's a beautiful thing. And where life becomes, how I can say that I'm happy all the time is because happiness isn't about always being positive. Happiness is about being centered no matter which side you are on. Happiness is being able to know where this is, wherever you're at, is being able to know where this line is. That's what happiness is. And we will be more holistically happy instead of kind of happy, instead of fronting like we're happy, instead of, you know, trying to prove to everyone else that we're having a good time. We'd be really, really happy, really, really joyful if we just learn how to take that on for ourselves. You lot following me? I hope you're following me. I hope you lot following me. I hope you lot can hear me. I'm just going at it right now. Yeah, man, that's what I believe, man. That's what I truly believe. That was just on my mind. Darkness is greatness. Darkness is the soil. Darkness is the womb. Darkness is, you know, if you think about it, think about it like this, yeah? It's so funny. We're socially conditioned to run away from anything dark. Everything dark is bad. Black is bad, you know? But if you look at it, yeah, the universe, the triple darkness of the universe is what created. Even if whether you believe in God or whether you believe the Big Bang Theory, the Big Bang Theory says from darkness, an atom dispersed and created this universe. The Bible says, God said, let there be light. So there was darkness. You see what I'm saying? If you look at every color, imagine every color we can observe in this world, whatever your favorite color is, red, green, orange, crimson, lilac, yeah, whatever your favorite color is, you can that color came from the blackness. Does that make sense? And so this, you know, bad view we have of anything dark, anything black, should actually be the very opposite, you know? Blackness is the womb. Do you know what I'm saying? Bare people hollering at me. Blackness is the womb, you know? Before you open your eyes in the morning, it's dark. Exactly. Look how much clarity you get in darkness. Do you know what I mean? So much clarity. So it's not something you should ever be afraid, ashamed of. It's something that every human being needs to embrace, because that's where all the magic happens. Does that make sense? Can you imagine the one thing that we've been scared of all our lives, the one thing that has been socialized for us to demonize, is actually where all the power lies. Does that make sense? This is why as black people we are so creative and we just originate everything. And that's why no matter what we get into, no matter what happens to us, we just make some dope shit. Do you get what I'm saying? Because again, we are connected to that same principle, you know? A lot of it's semantics, connotations and terminology. Hell yeah, man. But true, it's just that real, man. I want to encourage everyone to just embrace that negative space. Negative is not bad. Next time you get into a negative space where you just want to be alone, just want to be by yourself, or you're feeling like, you know, low and you're not perky, go into that space. Embrace it. Take that time to reflect Write. Just pull out a piece of paper and just start writing. You know, you'll be surprised and go over what you've read or go over what you've written. You know, be alone, listen to music, cry. It's a beautiful thing. Don't ever run away from it. Don't feel bad. Don't feel ashamed. Tell someone, I cried today. Do you get what I'm saying? Cry, fam. You're actually getting rid of toxins in your body when you do that, you know? And so just embrace that whole shit, man. Embrace that whole shit, man. This is life, brethren, you know? And this society, because this society is a Western society, the Western culture is not based on spirituality. And so naturally, is that my food? Thank you.
There you go. Can I get you any sauce or anything?
Yeah, what you got? Like a
Ketchup, mayonnaise,
ketchup? Ketchup. Did you have avocado?
yeah, it's at the bottom.
It is?
The green stuff.
Oh, okay, thanks. My food coming. Okay. I've got like some veggie vegan burger or something. Anyway, what was I saying? Cry. What was I saying? Who was listening? How do I know if I cry too much or is there a too much? Thank you. Is there too much? No, never too much. Damn right. Never too much, man. Never too much. How can you cry too much? It's what's needed for you. That's like saying you're sweating too much. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Or you're laughing too much. It's what's needed for you. Nothing lasts forever. So if you need to cry and you feel like it's heavy, then let yourself get into that. Let yourself go down that road. Let yourself, like, give it all. Cry. I'm happy to see this wider conversation. Thank you, bro. You know? Embrace that, man. It's just the balance of our existence. You know? That's what I was saying. I was saying Western society is not based on spiritual principles. And so again, if you go back to polarities, you know, everything's about balance. And if we look at polarities, yeah, positive, Western society focuses on positivity, light, right? These are all the words you get, you know, be positive, walk into the light, or you know, that's, you know, carnal. This is what Western society focuses on. But spirituality is the darkness. Spirituality is the negative. Spirituality is all of those things. And so this society's gonna make you feel bad for being spiritual, for being in the darkness, for being negative. It's gonna make you feel bad because it doesn't deal in those things. This society only focuses on your physical, carnal attributes. Does that make sense? That's why when it comes to science, when it comes to medicine, all of these things, Western culture only deals with physical things. Does that make sense? Whereas African culture specifically deals with you from a spiritual aspect, more holistically. What's going on inside of you? What's the makeup of you spiritually? Does that make sense? So, yeah, that's why we see it as bad. That's why we kind of demonize it, because of the society we live in, man. But as balanced human beings, this is what we need. This is what's gonna help us. Let me see. Anyone got any questions for me before I go? Shoot some questions at me. This might sound off key, but it's like vomiting. It's needed to purge yourself. Yeah, real talk. Real talk. It's just like, I feel I do too much and I worry I'll do it when I'm out with friends, because once I start, struggle to stop. Do you know what, Josh, yeah? You need to let your friends see that side of you. Because in that moment, when your friends see that side of you, you're going to know if they're your real friends or not. And real friends are going to be able to support you through that. You know what I'm saying? You know, especially if they're men, you're going to see who is in touch with that side of them. You know? And it may mean you need to go separate ways, or you may just find out that you have some great friends around you. Either way, embrace all of that, bro. Embrace all of that, man. Embrace all of that, man. Hope your food is good. It's alright. Just some sweet potato chips. Bro, this burger's dead. Look. Hold on. Slice. Hold on. Hold on. Look at that. It's whack. I'm in no spice ends. I'm in no spice ends. Look, this is no spice. That's why I ain't cut this off yet, because I'm not even looking forward. The senator says, do you feel the environment we grew up in does surviving also stop men from expanding of these experiences and reflecting? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Everything. That burger is plain, bro. Bro. Please, bland land. Anyway, back to the senator. Yeah, bro, everything is done out of survival. Do you get what I'm saying? Everything is done out of survival. We come into this world free children, free boys, free girls. We come into this world. We love everyone. We love everything. And your parents in your environment teach you survival. So in some instances, some people, because of the lack of male presence, you know, proper male presence in their life, they have to be that person, and they can't show vulnerability because of the environment they're in. That means not crying, because crying is synonymous with weakness in this society. So if I cry, people are going to use that against me. So I definitely feel the environment we grow up in has an effect. Oh, World of Real says, what is World Changer and what inspired you to start that journey? Oh shit then. Big question. Well, World Changer Life, in a formal sense, is my company. It's my brand. It's my lifestyle brand. But beyond that, World Changer Life is a mindset movement that I want to encourage the world to have. I truly believe that this world needs changing, and every single individual, by default of them being born, is a world changer. And so for me, I know the power of making a decision and affecting your life from that decision. And that's the mindset that I push through World Changer Life. Through World Changer Life, I want to give people the power to create their own freedom, to create their own happiness, to create their own, you know, whatever that is for them, you know. And one of the ways I do that is through me being an example of that. You know, if you can see it, then, you know, you can easily attain it for yourself. What inspired it is me never being satisfied with a lot of the things that we're talking about. Me, you know, throughout my life feeling like people were always trying to marginalize me, always trying to make me quiet, always trying to make me, always trying to pigeonhole my character, you know, always feeling like I had to lie about this or cover up this part of me in this environment, or if I'm with that group, or if I'm at home, or if I'm in school, or if I'm in the place of religion. Like, all of these things were things that led to me, like, at every point, it's like, hold on. Every point I realized, hold on. I'm trying your thing. I'm trying to be like what you said, and it's not working for me. I feel bad. I feel trapped. I feel frustrated. And then I end up rebelling against the very same people who try to, you know, suppress me. At every step of the way, it's happened in school, in the house, in religious environments, in everything. And I'm realizing once I do that, I feel better because I'm being myself. So I had to ask myself the question, am I just this evil, rebellious, you know, person who doesn't like authority? Or is there too much conditions on being myself in this society? And I went with the latter because I'm very happy with who I am. So I created World Changer Life so that I could reimagine all of the things that were already created in the world. All the things that were already defined by me creating World Changer Life, I get to redefine everything. I get to redefine what it is to be a rapper. I get to redefine what it is to be a black man in England. I get to redefine what it is to be, you know, a partner, a business partner, or to do business. I get to redefine, you know, what's cool, you know. And so that's what that statement, by me having that statement, is that I take ownership of my world. So when I say world changer, it's not about trying to change you, you know. It's about being the best me and showing that journey. You know what I'm saying? That's how you really change the world. It's not about anyone else but yourself. And the sooner we realize that, the better. So yeah. I hope I answered your question. But yeah, if you have any questions, post them, or I'm gonna be off. Oh, hi Melissa. Tips on dealing with depression. Go through it. Go through it. Don't run away from it. Sit with yourself. Sit in the mirror. Find someone, whether you know them, whether you don't know them. Find someone who you can communicate to honestly, openly, and just freely. And also sit with it. Go through it. Write a lot. Write. Don't even write with a purpose, just write. Allow your being to express itself and you to read those words back to you. That's why making music is so powerful. A lot of people don't realize creating is so powerful, because through your creation you get to look. You know, if someone listened to my music, they would have no questions about my life, because I put everything in my music. And so creating allows you to look back at what you've created and see what's going on inside of you. If you're looking carefully, you know, and it doesn't have to be music, it could be an art piece, it could be food, it could be so many different things. But yeah, that's what I would say. Dealing with depression, 1, don't ignore it. You know, observe where you're at, be with yourself, talk to yourself, find someone who you trust, who you can speak to peacefully, who can orientate your mind, and get your hands into something you want to create. Does that make sense? And just get your hands into something that you love. Not that you're doing for money, not that you're doing for academics. Do you know what it is? I feel like, and I don't know, I'm not an expert, I feel like depression comes when we're doing everything but what we love. Do you know what I'm saying? When we're not expressing our love, depression comes quicker. I know that, at least. You know what I mean? Because, you know, we get caught up in school, get caught up in academics, get caught up in trying to impress someone, then we get caught up in money, then we get caught up in jobs, caught up in so-called career, and we get caught up in trying to secure our future. What the fuck does that mean? Secure your future? Like, as long as you're alive. You lot still with me? And pause there. But yeah, yeah, you know, and that's true. People who are depressed are often in denial and push their closest away. Yeah, that can happen, man. So if you're depressed, get into something you love. Fuck everything and get into something you love. You know, when I was depressed a couple years ago, I was really depressed, and I just gave it up. I just started chilling with family, chilling with the children in my family, sitting down and just being. You know what I'm saying? Because that's something I didn't do a lot of. I really got into this point of, no, I gotta make it. I can't talk to no one, I can't socialize with family because I need to make it. I need to make money. I need to do this new song, or I need to put out this thing, and I need to get into that space. I can't take my focus off. And I was just really killing myself. You know what I mean? I was really just hurting myself. I was really just hurting my experience of life. You know what I mean? Because you need the balance. You need to work hard. You need to plant seeds in your dream, but you also need to relax. That's the negative part, which allows the positive part. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man. Don't deny it. Don't deny it. Hold on. Who are you talking to, Melissa? You talking to someone else or me? Okay, hold on. World of Real. Okay, World of Real said, I asked the question above because I have always identified as African and not black. And I feel Western society allows or labels people as just a color, not someone with a heritage. I understand that. World of Real, I have a question. Was you born in Africa or was you born in Western society? That's a question I'd like to know. Because the reason why, two reasons why, it's funny, two reasons why you have the term black and not African is because all black people aren't African. And I mean that by this. Black people are the originators of the earth. So there was a time where you'd go to any part of the earth. That could be Asia, Africa, Europe, down under, Australia, and they were just all black people. Does that make sense? You know, it's only recently that now, because of, you know, what's happened throughout the earth, that you can section most black people off to a particular place. But even in America, before Europeans arrived, it was just black people. And they're not African, they're black people. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So, that's one of the reasons. That's one of the reasons. But yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Whatever you identify with, man, there's nothing wrong with identifying as African, you know? Definitely. When's the next vegan night? I was actually thinking about that today. I've got so much things I want to do. I don't know, sis. That's the only answer. Disonolo says, sometimes being depressed, you can't see you're depressed. I always feel depression is just a mental block where your body is telling you to resolve it. Yep. Yep. Yeah. Another thing, spend less time on social media. I know you're watching me on social media right now, but one image on social media can mess up your day and how you look at your life. I was born in West Society but grew up in Africa till my teens. Cool. And that's exactly why, World of Real, you identify as being an African. No, we never called ourselves black. You're right. We don't know what we called ourselves. We'd have probably called ourselves different things based on the tribe or geographical location we're from. So you're right. No, we never called ourselves black. But in the day of globalization, when two people from different sides of the earth who look like each other are going through the same thing, we just find a word to help us connect our experiences. But you're right, we never called ourselves black. But I understand why you connect with being African, because you grew up there. That's dope. Some people didn't. Some people did not grow up there, you know? And so that's why they identify with being black as opposed to just African. Indigenous is another word for us. True. For example, some in Africa don't ever use the word black to describe it. Of course not. They don't need to. I ask you the same question all the time. Native tribes everywhere. Yes, you should do a vegan dating night. A vegan dating night. Look at you trying to sell your own dreams onto me. That's so funny. As black is that we are stripped of our heritage and identity. True. And again, the reason it's a catch-22, because the reason why we're labeled like that is because we're stripped of our heritage and identity. Make sense? So you're right. In the long and short of it, you're right. Oh, hold on. Get me. So yeah, this is kind of cool. I like this one. So yes, guys, ask me any more questions. I will prepare to answer them in the best way I can before I ascend. This is kind of dope. Very inspiring. What makes a person more motivated? Ooh, alright, let me take this off. Go away, hold on. So, okay. What makes a person more motivated? You're motivated by the things that interest you. Do you know what I mean? Motivation is gonna come from that thing from things you are pulled to. Does that make sense? Things you are pulled to is what's gonna motivate you. Once you find a why, it's not what you do, it's why and how you do it that makes all the difference in your life. So for example, you know, I remember one time when I was 16, I did a plumbing course, you know, and after this course you'd have been a certified plumber, and they'd have given you the certificates where you can go off and start the practice where you could be making £300 a week. Now in my mind I'm like, ooh, £300 a week, that's dope. But I went to one course and I quit. Why? Because the idea of not even plumbing, but the idea of being in the building every day under some machines, writing on papers, doing tests, does not motivate me. And even though that didn't motivate me, the end result, okay, yeah, I get a qualification and a possible job. The end result wasn't desirable for me enough to go through that pain. All of us will go through pain in life. That's not what we have to try and avoid. It's to find the thing that we're willing to go through pain for. Does that make sense? And once we found that thing, that's what will give us the motivation. You know what I mean? Like I go to bed 11, 12 sometimes, and I get up at 3, 4 in the morning. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not that I want to wake up that early. It's because I'm so gassed on the things that I have to do that I'm like, nah, I need to get up early so I can do that and get my bag in the AM. You know what I mean? In the afternoon, and make my meetings and do this. Does that make sense? So that's what makes you motivated, is when you follow those interests, follow that ooh feeling, that ooh. Do you know what I mean? Follow that ooh feeling, and that's what will keep you motivated. Descendler says, brother, we will sit down after my next session. Yes, 100%, bro. Let's do that. Would you say you're an activist? I don't know, man. What's an activist? You tell me. What is an activist? Miss Blue, why do you think the term strong black women is used so loosely? Do you think it's damaging, as if we have to hide our vulnerability? Oh, wow. That's a good question, man. I think it sells the idea that, yeah, you have to be a certain way. You know what I mean? Because most black women are taught to be, put it this way, the black woman is everything. And I mean that literally. She's the only being on this earth that can produce everyone. Every race, every color, every creed, every kind only can come from a black woman. Now, that's her biologically. If that's how she's made up biologically, then how do you think she's made up spiritually? That shit must be crazy. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, because everything, again, it's about polarities. If biologically she's the only being on the planet who can produce every single race, then how do you think a woman like that is made up spiritually, mentally, physically. Do you get what I'm saying? So naturally, not naturally, you know, socially, because they are strong, they've been through the most shit in the world. They get put with this, you know, I guess most black women are reared to take loads of pain. They're reared to take abuse. They're reared to suck it in and hold it in, you know, whatever's going on, because they have to rough it through the most. But back to your question, do I think it's damaging? In a way I do, but only because of the way we view strength right now. We view strength as not crying, and that's damaging, because crying is strength. Being vulnerable is strength. Do you know what I mean? Being in touch with both sides of your equilibrium is strength. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And so that's the damaging part, you know. But I don't really like the term strong black woman. You're just a black woman, which makes you strong. It's like it goes without saying. You are the beginning of Earth. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I don't like that. I don't use the term strong black woman. You're just a black woman, innit? It goes without saying. Do you know what I mean? No one says strong titanium. You know what I'm saying? Or bendy slinky. Do you know what I'm saying? Or like, you know what I'm saying? No one says that shit. Cold snow. Like, it's just snow. That's what it is. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I do think it's damaging. I think an activist is not just someone who discovers passion for social issues, but goes further by actually trying to create or inspire change. Okay, I guess I am then. Shit then. Miss B. Lee says, so the expectation is high, but when we're weak, who do we lean on? You're supposed to be able to lean on us, Miss Lee. That's the truth. You're supposed to be able to lean. A black woman is supposed to be able to have a black man to lean on us, and that's why we're here, to counterpart that side of you. Like, you are the deepest well of spirituality in human form. That's the best way to put it. You're the deepest well of spirituality in human form. And black men are supposed to be the guards of that well. We're supposed to stand around that well and guard it, let the well be, not trouble it, honor it, and kill anyone who tries to disrupt it. You understand? That's our job. You know what I'm saying? You're the deepest well of spirituality. That's why people call you complicated, because you are. You're complicated. But that's not a bad thing. You're complex. Like, inside of you is every human being on the planet. Do you know what I mean? You ever been in a car full of like bare kids? One speaking Chinese, the other one straight out of Nigeria, the one some road Jew from Peckham, next some little white kid, next some, do you know what I mean, some Polish don, and you're trying to drive somewhere, you got bare children making, that's you. You got bare shit going on, and that's a beautiful thing. And weak men run away from that. And the truth is, weak men run away from that because they haven't been trained to be able to deal with that. So they just see you physically, because this world is physical. They see you physically and they're like, fuck that, that's long. Do you get what I'm saying? When really all the blessings in the world come from you. Do you know what I'm saying? But so do all the problems when you're not taken care of. You know, so it's just what it is, you know what I mean? But it's nothing to be ashamed of, something to be proud of. You know, next time a man says black girls are complicated, yes, say yes we are. Do you know what I mean? They're the closest thing to God you would touch is a black woman. It's the closest thing. because everything that God wants in this world has to come through you. Do you get what I'm saying? You feel me? It's like, you know, for example, you know, Louis Armstrong or Fela Kuti blows his saxophone, you know, and when Fela Kuti dies, if I said, here is Fela Kuti's saxophone, you're going to be like, whoa! It's not Fela Kuti, but that's the vessel Fela Kuti used to make so much amazing music. So how are you going to treat that saxophone? You're just going to throw it down on the floor? No, you're not. You're going to be like, wow, this is going in a gold case. I need to take this out just to polish it. You know what I'm saying? And that's you. You're not the God, but you're the vessel that God uses to create everything dope in this world. Are you that? You see what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm gonna eat this dead ass burger. But yeah, let me see something.
It just comes from here.
Ray. Who's Ray?
But actually, if you say to people, which I do generally, I always say to people who are serving at the restaurant, how are you today? And they, you see sometimes they lose and go, why are you asking?
Yeah. Cool, guys. It's been enjoyed talking to you, man. You lot give me strength and power. This is another thing. If you can't open up to the people around you, get away from them immediately. You know? Practice being yourself more. Practice talking your mind more. Practice expressing yourself more. You'll be amazed at what comes out from it. Bless up, man. My name's MIKEL, the world changer. I'm about to sign out. Hey! Convos with Queens on Wednesday. Also, I'm a mindset coach. So if anyone wants one-to-one coaching, just like this, but more deep, more specifically to do with you, more specifically to do with, you know, your life and where you're trying to go, holler at me. This is what I do, B. Bless up.